Good morning, students. In today's lecture, we will continue with the remaining stanzas of the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator, written by Auden Nash. Students, in our previous lecture, we discussed the first three stanzas from the same poem, and today we will discuss the next remaining three stanzas from the same poem. As we have already discussed in our previous lecture that this is the image of the poet, and in our previous lecture we have also discussed that in this poem the poet talks about how people choose different types of sports in their lives and how the people decide to become athletes. In the poem, the poet also admires the talents or the skills of athletes and the sportsmen, but he also confesses that he is glad that he is neither a sportsman nor an athlete. So, this is a brief introduction to the poem. Let's now begin with discussion or explanation of next stanza. Well, ego might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough. They do not ever, in their dealings, consider one another's feelings. I am glad that when my struggle begins, twixt prudence and ego, prudence wins. Well, ego might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough. Zealous means zeal means enthusiasm. Zealous means players who are full of enthusiasm, means जोश नाल भरे हुए खिडारी athletes. Zealous athletes, जोश नाल भरे हुए खिडारी. So in these lines the poet says that he is a born spectator, and he says that his ego might be pleased. Be pleased means might be happy enough. In this line the poet says that his ego might be happy to change his place with some athlete or with some player, but zealous athletes play so rough. But the poet says that the players who are full of enthusiasm, they play so rough, they play very rough. They do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. In their play, the players do not show regard for each other's feelings. They do not show any respect for one another's feelings. I am glad that when my struggle begins, twixt prudence and ego, prudence wins. The poet says that there is often a struggle between his ego and his prudence. Ego is in Punjabi, ego is called hankar, command, and prudence means किसी चीज़ ਨੂੰ मतलब दूर तक गौर ਦੇ ਨਾਲ दिखना. I am glad that when my struggle begins, twixt prudence and ego, prudence wins. The poet says that there is often a struggle between his ego and his prudence, and he feels happy. I am glad. Glad means happy. He feels happy that between the struggle, that in the struggle between prudence and ego, his prudence always wins in the end. Let's now discuss next stanza. When swollen eye meets gnarled fist, when snaps the knee and cracks the wrist, when calm official dumb demands, is there a doctor in the stands? My soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this most modest of physiques. Swollen means sujji hui eyes, meets gnarled fist. Gnarled fist. Fist means mukka. Gnarl means ਕੱਸਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ, ਵੱਟਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ. When snaps the knee and cracks the wrist. Snap means ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਣਾ. Snap means ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਣਾ. Crack means ਵੀ ਤਿੜਕ ਜਾਣਾ, ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਣਾ. Wrist ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ? ਕਲਾਈ. ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਲਾਈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ, that is called wrist. When calm officialdom demands. Officialdom means ਜਿਹੜੇ officers ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, they demand, is there a doctor in the stands? My soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this most modest of physiques. The poet in these lines says that in the sport of boxing, the gnarled fist means clenched fist of one boxer. It strikes at the swollen eye of the other boxer. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਾਕਸਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਬਾਕਸਰ ਦੇ ਸਵੋਲਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸੁੱਜੀ ਹੋਈ ਅੱਖ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਤੇ ਮੁੱਕਾ ਮਾਰਦਾ, ਕੱਸਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ, ਨਾਲਡ ਫਿਸਟ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ. ਵੈਨ ਸਨੈਪਸ ਦਾ ਨੀ ਐਂਡ ਕ੍ਰੈਕਸ ਦਾ ਰਿਸਟ. ਇਨ ਅਦਰ ਗੇਮਸ ਨੀਜ਼ ਆਰ ਬ੍ਰੋਕਨ. ਨੀਜ਼ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ? ਗੋਡੇ. ਸਨੈਪ ਮੀਨਸ ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਗੇਮਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਗੋਡੇ ਟੁੱਟ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. ਐਂਡ ਕ੍ਰੈਕਸ ਦਾ ਰਿਸਟ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਈਵਨ ਕ੍ਰੈਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਰਿਸਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਕਲਾਈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਗੁੱਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਕ੍ਰੈਕਸ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. When calm officialdom demands, is there a doctor in the stands? When all this violence happens, the officials, they show no concern for the injured players. They merely ask in a very low tone that is there any doctor in the stands to give first aid to those players who have injuries. My soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this most modest of physiques. So the poet says that by observing all these things, he feels thankful to God for keeping his body safe from such injuries, from such risks. So he is thankful to God because he has kept him safe from such injuries or risks. Let's now discuss next and the last stanza. Athletes, I will drink to you or eat with you or anything except compete with you, but tickets worth their weight in radium to watch you gamble in a stadium and reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. So by observing all these things, the poet he decides that he will remain only a spectator, कि वो only games ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਦੇਖੇਗਾ, and he will never become a player. He says that athletes, he is addressing here to the athletes, to the players. He says that I will drink to you. He says that he will be happy when he drink to the health of athletes. Or eat with you. He will also feel happy to have supper with them. Or anything except compete with you. He says that he is willing to do anything with those players except without competing with them, except competing with them. ਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ, ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਖਾ ਸਕਦਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਪੀ ਸਕਦਾ, ਬਟ ਹੀ ਕੈਨ ਨੈਵਰ ਕੰਪੀਟ ਵਿਦ ਦੈਮ. ਕਦੀ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਪੀਟੀਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਵਿਦ ਆਲ ਦ ਐਥਲੀਟਸ. ਬਟ ਟਿਕਟਸ ਵਰਥ ਦੇਅਰ ਵੇਟ ਇਨ ਰੇਡੀਅਮ to watch you gamble in a stadium. So in order to watch their games, the poet is even prepared to buy tickets worth their weight in radium. The poet says that in order to watch their games, he is even prepared to buy tickets worth their weight in radium and reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. But he can never think of changing places with all those athletes. ही कैन नैवर थिंक अबाउट दैट, कभी नहीं सोच सकता कि मैं अपनी प्लेस अपनी जगह जी हैगी ऑफ अ स्पैक्टेटर, सिर्फ एक दर्शक वाली मैं प्लेयर्स नूं दे देवां ते मैं प्लेयर बन जावां। ही नैवर थिंक्स अबाउट दैट, he never thinks of changing his place of a spectator with that of the players. And reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. So the poet or the born spectator, he reassures himself, अपने आप ਨੂੰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਯਕੀਨ ਦਿਵਾਉਂਦਾ, ਰੀਅਸ਼ੋਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਯਕੀਨ ਦਿਵਾਣਾ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਯਕੀਨ ਦਿਵਾ ਰਿਹਾ that neither the athletes take his place nor he becomes one of them, that he will always love to be only a spectator, he will never be a player or athlete. So this is the explanation of the poem. So today we have completed all the stanzas from the poem Confessions of a Born Spectator. Tomorrow we will continue with our next lecture on some next topic. Thank you very much.